In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. With sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets, apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT, and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policy maker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature portfolio provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds, and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
ऐ भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जेके टायर, देश का टायर।
Check. This is my temple, this is my mental fee sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without, you better hear me. Can't do without, I can't do.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
और क्या चल रहा है?
मामा, मैं तो ना सोशल मीडिया पे वीडियोस देखकर ही शेयर्स खरीदती हूँ। टेंशन ही खत्म।
क्या बात है? लो, मेरी फेवरेट मिर्ची की चटनी खाओ।
हाय, इतनी देगी? आप खाओ, मुझे सूट नहीं करती।
वाह चतुराइन। अच्छा, तुम्हें किसी और का टेस्ट सूट नहीं होता, तो किसी और का इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान सूट हो जाता है?
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने अपनी सूझबूझ की ही माने। धीम तान तन धीम तान धीम तान तन धीरे
everybody. Warm welcome, whoever you are, from wherever you are and whenever you are watching, live or until the end of time. Tender greetings from JK Tyre presents the Hindu Business Line Cerebration Quiz 2024, powered by Indian Oil Corporation Ltd in association with BSc University partner Amity University, Mumbai. In 21 years of its existence, this quiz has maintained a preeminent position as India's premier corporate quiz championship in the heart and minds of the nation's quizzers. And playing a teeny tiny role in it for the last few years, I am your quiz master, Ajay Punya. Honored with being entrusted the opportunity in bringing the final regional showdown for 2024 to you virtually. In its prelims that ran for a couple of weeks, over 3,500 corporate executives, business professionals, B-school students, and MBA aspirants partook. And we here today in the city where Cerebration's dreams will come to fruition, Mumbai. The winner today completes the final missing puzzle of the national final and joins the winners from across the country for the big final at the iconic BSc in Mumbai itself on the 20th of October. The Splendid Six will then battle to etch their name for the most coveted intellectual title and collect overwhelming prizes worth rupees 1.5 lakhs. There's first prize of rupees 75,000, second prize of rupees 50,000, and third prize of rupees 25,000. To have a say on the final day, they are queuing up already. So let's welcome them one by one. If there were an honors board, then our first Mumbai finalist will be right there on top, consistently being present at the starting block since 2021 with a 100% attendance record in the Mumbai regional. Please welcome Sai Karthik from Axis Bank. Though I said it last year too, but perhaps this year will be the time he really need not look too far for inspiration. His national title defending colleague qualifying from Chennai, could that be the source? He is Anirudh Datta from TCS. Following him is a winner at Mumbai in 2021, and since then he's showed up at Mumbai every year but has been found wanting. Number 3 on the list is Shantanu Sharma from SR Avid Learning. Next up, our solitary student represent, and the first of our 2 debutants today is Madhur TK from Wellingur Institute of Management. Our penultimate participant comes back after a 2-year hiatus. This is Abhishek Kumar from Vani AI. And finally, the second of 2 debutants and the last of all 36 regional finalists, this is Dinesh Kumar from L'Oreal India. So these are the 6 ready for this Sunday fix. Men to men, muscle to muscle, mind to mind. Mumbai gets ready, but for now, I invite the rock of support of Cerebration, Mr. Raghuveer Srinivasan, editor, BusinessLine. Sir, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Greetings from BusinessLine. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the regional rounds of the 21st edition of the Hindu BusinessLine Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024. We are thrilled to have so many brilliant minds competing in this prestigious event. First, I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each one of you for making it this far. The response we received during the preliminary rounds has been nothing short of overwhelming. This year, we received over 3,500 entries from professionals across various sectors, showcasing the incredible diversity and talent that exists within the corporate world today. Your enthusiasm and passion for knowledge are what makes this quiz so special. The Hindu BusinessLine Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024 has always been a platform that brings together sharp minds from the business, corporate, and business schools to engage in a battle of wits and intellect. It's not just about winning, but about celebrating the spirit of inquiry and continuous learning that drives our professional journeys. Today, you will face challenging and thought-provoking questions that will test your acumen, awareness of current affairs, and analytical thinking. I encourage all of you to give it your best shot, enjoy the experience, and make the most of this exciting opportunity to connect with like-minded professionals from across your city and the country. I'd also like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to our partners, without whom this event would not have been possible. A big thank you to them. They are JK Tyres, Indian Oil, Bombay Stock Exchange, and Amity University. Your support is invaluable, and we are really grateful for your contributions in making this 21st edition a grand success. I'd also like to thank our wonderful quiz master, Ajay Punia, who has been with us for several years now doing this quiz. He never fails to bring out the best in our participants. With that, let's get started, and may the best team win. Best of luck to every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. At this point, I will request Mr. Anshuman Singhania, Managing Director, JK Tyre Industries Limited, to take the stage and address our participants.
Hello, everyone. We are delighted to be part of the BusinessLine Celebration Quiz 2024. At JK Tyres, our focus has always been on discovering new paths and striving for excellence. This quiz reflects the values of knowledge, challenge, and determination. These qualities are truly admired. JK Tyre proudly supports the talent and innovation through meaningful partnerships. We strongly believe that the knowledge and the drive to succeed are true forces of progress, just like how innovation drives our tires to handle all terrains. My heartiest congratulations to all the finalists. Your dedication is inspiring. I wish you all the very best, and may your intellect lead you to success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And finally, I request the company of Dr. A.W. Santosh Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Mumbai.
Congratulations on behalf of Amity University, Mumbai, to all the regional finalists of the Hindu BusinessLine Celebrations Corporate Quiz 2024. Amity University, Mumbai, we have been ranked QS World Ranking as 751st position and in QS Asia at 221 position. We, with this heritage of academic excellence, we wish the Hindu BusinessLine a great success in bringing forward this new minds in making this quiz very meticulous success. All the best.
Thank you, sir. This moment to call forth admiration for our partners who made this event, the Hindu BusinessLine Celebration 2024, happen. Presenting partner, JK Tyre, it's powered by Indian Oil. It's brought to you in association with BSc University partner, Amity University, Mumbai. Thank you all very, very much. So, participants, Cerebration is on the penultimate step to the national final. Each of the 3 previous years have revealed different champions from Mumbai, one of them showing up today. Let's begin this mixed endeavor at Mumbai with wildcard, our first round. I will be giving you 4 questions with 2 clues each on the buzzer. If you hit the buzzer on the very first clue, I'll ask you to give me the answer. You give me the right answer, you get 10 points. But if you don't, I won't give you negatives immediately. I'll ask you, would you like to take a wild card? A wild card comes up with another clue to the same question. If you say, yes, you do, I'll give you another clue. And if then you give me the right answer, then the provisional negatives of the first incorrect answer will be wiped clean, and your score remains as 0 for that question. However, if you give me a wrong answer for the wild card, you get another negative. So -5 and a -5 will make it a -10 for you. and I take the question to somebody else on the buzzer for +5 and -5. However, if you opt against taking the wild card, I'll give you a -5 and I take the question to somebody else, whoever's on the buzzer after you, and then they have those same options of answering on the first clue, or if they're wrong, then they opt for the wild card and the pattern repeats. So if you are all set, we shall begin with the first of our 4 questions coming up on your screen now. Even after 200 years of its creation by this person in the picture, an engineering technology that is French for whirlwind is synonymous with the industry. The tech is inspired by the complex motions of the planets and natural forces. Which industry am I speaking of? There is nobody on the buzzer for now, so we'll move on to clue number 2. Variations or improvements include double axis, triple axis, and gyro, and the technology is tourbillon. What industry makes use of this technology, has certain variations inspired by the complex motions of the planets and natural forces? On the buzzer is Abhishek.
It's watches.
That is correct. It is indeed watchmaking. That is the answer that I was looking for. The gentleman you saw in the visual was the creator of Breguet, the French brand, which is now owned by Swatch, Abraham Lewis. That's well done, Abhishek, opening the account with a 5-pointer. Very good. So 5 points to Abhishek. 3 questions remain. Here's question number 2. This is a sculpture created by a Romanian-born French artist called Bird in Space. It is the design inspiration behind what celebratory recognition? This sculpture is the design inspiration behind what celebratory recognition? There's nobody going for it on the buzzer yet, so I'll move on to clue number 2. It takes its name from the daughter of Zeus and the goddess of history. On the buzzer is Shantanu.
Olympic torch.
I'm afraid that is incorrect. That's a -5. It's nobody else on the buzzer. The celebratory recognition in question that I was looking for is the award for advertising. It's called the Clio Awards, right? And the term Clio comes from celebration, right? So that's why I introduced that little term there. So it is the Clio Awards for advertising, whose the statuette is inspired by the bird in space that was created by the Romanian-born French artist in question. And unfortunately, on that question, we'll have to give a negative to Shantanu. So that's a -5 to you. 2 questions remain. Long way to go in this quiz still. Here's question number 3. Which constricted rebranding took place a couple of years ago with 3 factors playing into the decision? The exiled founders' vehement position on the government, their determination to take action, and the desire to accurately represent the company's roots in Latvia. Constricted rebranding a couple of years ago. Nobody's trying yet, so we move on to clue number 2. Derived from the word for capital city, the 2 disputing parties include a state-owned company and a Luxembourg-based private company, which has been called an extremist organization by the state that owns the company in question, which is one of the 2 warring factions. A constricted rebranding, a longer name, shortened. I'm afraid there is nobody on the buzzer. The answer that I was looking for is Stolichnaya becoming Stoli, right? Yuri Scheffler is the gentleman in question who's been living in exile since 2000 and the Luxembourg company being SPI Group has his concerns with the Putin government. And so he wants to segregate where the raw materials are sourced from originally, which is Latvia. However, there is the state-owned company which also owns the Stolichnaya brand. And so there are 2 Stolichnaya brands, one with a constricted branding called Stoli to segregate the confusion. However, the relationship between Yuri Scheffler and the state of Russia isn't that great. And so which is why they're not on the good books of each other. Unfortunately, no points to anyone. Nobody got right answers or even incorrect answers for this one. So we'll move on to our final question for round number 1. Here it comes. Joining Infosys as the only private money-backed recognition for quality research, which company initiated a prize last year whose inaugural winners include a couple of professors at IIT Delhi and one from IISER Mohali? which organization initiated this prize last year? No one's trying, so we'll move on to clue number 2. It's called a Transformation Prize for Breakthrough Research in Sustainability, Food Security, and Healthcare. We have Shantanu going for it now. Shantanu?
It's called the Tata Transformation Prize.
That is correct. Indeed, the Tata Transformation Prize. Absolutely. The 3 winners, Ms. Shilpi Sharma from IIT Delhi, Mr. Gupta Sharma, also from IICR Mohali, and Anurag Rathore, also from IIT Delhi. So Shantanu got a negative earlier. This time gets a +5. So that brings us to the end of the wild card. That was the end or the last of our wildcard action. Self-proclaimed cute little quiz to a simple 2 clues to a question pattern. It generated an interesting buzz, anecdotally, of course. For now, we leave you with a moment to form opinions of your own as we take a break. Stay with us.
दीक्षित बोल रहा था इस कंपनी के शेयर्स खरीद लो, बहुत मुनाफा होगा।
सर ये दीक्षित ने रिसर्च किया है?
I don't think so.
हाँ, तो कोई ठोस डेटा होगा उसके पास।
No, Mr. Mane. So what? टिप नहीं दे सकता क्या? हाँ?
सर ना डेटा है ना रिसर्च है, फिर तो टिप उसे वेटर को ही देनी चाहिए।
Nice one. Right यार?
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने, एरो गैरो की ना माने।
है भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जय हो विजय हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
JK Tyre, देश का टायर।
Welcome back. Having been here previously, 2/3 of today's contestants know each other well, perhaps too well. And so I'm guessing they would enjoy each other's company, just like Cerebration takes great joy in partnering with JK Tyre in making this program possible. This is the second round. It's called Ride Together with JK Tyre. In this round, I'll be pairing you up. So Sai, you'll be paired with Anirudh, Shantanu, you'll be paired with Madhur, and Abhishek, you'll be paired with Dinesh. Now, with that pairing, I'll give each one of you a direct question, and you'll have 15 seconds of time within which you must give me an answer. If you give me an answer, and if you give me an answer, I won't declare whether that's correct or not immediately. I take it to your paired participant. They will accept or reject. If the answer was correct and they accept, both of you get points. If the answer was correct and they reject, you get points. Your paired participant loses points. The flip side, if you give me a wrong answer and they accept, both of you get negatives and the question passes on the buzzer. 2 buzzers allowed, +5 and -5. If, however, as a paired participant, you don't like the answer given by the direct player, you're more than welcome to reject it and change it to something else. And if that is correct, I give you 10 points. But if that's incorrect, you still get a -5 and question again goes on the buzzer for +5 and -5. Because there is a negative attached to a wrong answer, both the direct player and the paired player can choose to pass. If you pass, you don't get any negatives. But if you answer or if you reject or accept, you better be correct about it because there will be negatives if you are wrong on that front. But on the buzzer, you cannot pass the question. So if you're ready, we'll start. The first pair is going to be Sai and Anirudh. Both of you can keep your buzzers aside and you can keep your audio unmuted as well. The remaining 4 participants will be on the buzzer. First question to Sai, the second question to Anirudh. Sai, your question coming up on your screen. The remaining 4 participants will be on the buzzer. Diane Ho, the pitch director of the Nassau County Stadium in New York that hosted the Men's T20 World Cup 2024, claims that setting up the pitch there was the second most difficult job that he ever did. His most difficult job was getting Adelaide Oval in Australia ready 5 days after it had hosted an AC/DC concert for what landmark game in 2015? You don't have to answer, Sai, but you can if you want to.
This is okay. Okay, should I answer now? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay, should be the this should be the day and night test match, the first pink ball day and night test match. I mean the pink
All
ball.
right.
The pink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anirudh, you heard that? Accept or reject?
I'll reject it.
Okay. And you want to change it to something else?
Say probably the Rugby World Cup.
The Rugby World Cup. Right. Anirudh, that is incorrect. It's not the Rugby World Cup because the correct answer is indeed what Sai said. It is the first pink ball day-night test match that took place between Australia and New Zealand in 2015, November sometime. That is correct, Sai. That was the landmark game in question. Sai gets 10. Unfortunately, Anirudh, you will get a -5. But Anirudh, here's an opportunity at redemption. You get a direct question and Sai, you're paired with him. The other 4 players remain on the buzzer. Here's your question, Anirudh. Which Padma Shri awardee has been the brand ambassador of JK Tyre since 2021? So I've hidden the face. You just have to tell me who this person is.
Narayan Karthikeyan.
Okay. Sai, accept, reject, pass.
I'm sure I'll pass.
You will pass. So perhaps you weren't too sure, Sai. So well done on passing, which immunizes from negatives. But in this case, it has also given you an immunity from positive because this is indeed Narayan Karthikeyan. Right. So that's well done, Anirudh. Some redemption for you there. 10 points to you after that negative on the last question. And Sai, since you passed it, so I can't give you any points for this one, but I don't take away any points either. So 10 points, Anirudh, and that's that for this question. We'll now move on to the next pair, and that's going to be Shantanu and Madhur. Right, the other 4 participants will be on the buzzer. Here's my question to Shantanu first. Yes, Shantanu, here's your question. Which first of its kind bike launched earlier this year has been subjected to a trademark lawsuit by SG Mobility that acquired the name in 2021 from its original parent that went insolvent in 2017?
A CNG bike.
I'm looking for a name that went into a lawsuit. Do you have a name?
I'll pass.
You'll pass. Okay. Goes to Madhur.
I'm passing this one.
You'll pass as well. So I'll take it to Abhishek, who's on the buzzer.
It's Freedom bike, Bajaj Freedom. So I guess the word is freedom.
And so who had and which entity went insolvent in 2017? Who originally had the name Freedom?
Freedom 251, that mobile company.
Okay. No. It's not. You're changing the industry. We'll stay in the same industry. Perhaps you would remember this was the LML Freedom that was there earlier, right? So LML went insolvent and then SG Mobility bought it. And now there is some disagreements between both Bajaj and SG Mobility. The verdict's still pending. But the verdict for this question is that Abhishek, you'll get 5 points for that one. That is correct. And Shantanu, you're right about the fact that it was the CNG bike, but I needed the name that was in contention. So since you decided to pass for that, both Shantanu and Madhur, you don't get any points, you don't lose any points. We'll now move on to Madhur now, and we'll reverse the order of the pairing. So Madhur, it's your direct. Shantanu, you're paired with him. Here's your question for the both of you, everybody else on the buzzer. Issued for a brief period of 3 weeks, what Guinness World Record does this Hungarian banknote hold? Madhur, it's for you.
I'm passing.
Okay, Shantanu, now it's for you.
I'd like to take a guess.
Sure. Plus 10 minus 5.
Largest denomination ever. Or
Largest.
highest denomination ever.
Highest denomination ever. What is this denomination, Shantanu?
I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
You've no idea, but it kind of sounds like some million there. That is correct. This is the highest denomination ever used for a particular banknote with a face value of 100 quintillion or pengo. The banknote is the highest denominated piece of currency that has ever been circulated. It is so what you saw in the visual was Sasmilio pengo, which essentially is an abbreviated form of 1 million billion pengo, right? That was issued after the Second World War amid hyperinflation there. So fine answer, Shantanu, gets you 10 points. Madhur, unfortunately, since you passed, you get nothing for it. But we now move on to the final pair. That's going to be Abhishek and Dinesh. First question will be for Abhishek. Dinesh, you paired with him. The remaining 4 participants on the buzzer. I'll request both of you to please unmute yourselves. Right. Here's your question, Abhishek. These are the lyrics of our national anthem. What word that became everyday speak for us with the India launch of a company in 2013 is redacted from the anthem? So you can see it's redacted in 4 different places. The first line, second line, then in the bottom 2 lines. What word am I looking for? Abhishek, anything?
Passing.
Passing. Let's go to Dinesh then.
I'd like to pass as well.
You'll have to pass it as well. And there is nobody on the buzzer and you'll really regret it. But I think it was pretty obvious which country this national anthem belongs to. It says Deutschland, Deutschland in the very first line. Does anybody want to take a guess? Not for points.
Is it
Folks, as in Volkswagen?
Is it Uber? Is it Lego?
Uber, of course. It will be Uber alle, right? Above all, Deutschland, Deutschland. Right, so that is what I was looking for. So Uber has its origin in German. Unfortunately, I mean, you knew it when there was no pressure of negatives. Yeah. With the pressure of negatives, you have to be absolutely certain. We'll now take the final question to Dinesh. And Abhishek, you are paired with him. The remaining 4 participants on the buzzer. Here's your question, Dinesh. Designed by an artist who died in the sinking of the Titanic, the Roosevelt medal that you see here bore the inscription, "The land divided, the world united." Workers of which challenging architectural marvel were awarded these medals? Dinesh, this is for you.
I'm going to take a guess and say the Statue of Liberty.
All right. Abhishek, accept, reject. Abhishek, you're muted. Yeah.
Reject.
You will reject. You want to change it to something else?
I think it must be a canal, Suez Canal or something, where it kind of joined a different water bodies.
Okay, so your final answer is you reject and you'll say it's a Suez Canal. Okay, I'm afraid that is incorrect for both Dinesh as well as Abhishek. So that's a -5 Dinesh, -5 Abhishek. Question goes on the buzzer to Shantanu.
I'll go with Panama Canal.
Yes, Abhishek, it had to be the other one, not the Suez Canal. Right, so this is the Panama Canal. You figured out the fact that it says land divided, the world united. Right, but you picked the incorrect option. So well done to Shantanu. If Shantanu had a doubt, a toss of a coin in his head, which one to opt for, with Abhishek picking the incorrect one, it was easy peasy then for Shantanu. So that's a -5 Abhishek, -5 Dinesh, and a +5 to Shantanu. It is indeed the Panama Canal. Well, that's the end of this round as well. The kind of teamwork making the great Mumbai dream work in this round, powered by our partner JK Tyre, was curated to celebrate. Status check and the remainder of the action continues on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
हाँ, तेरी भी बात एकदम करेक्ट है। ये देख माने, 2 महीने में पैसा डबल। मैं तो इसी स्टॉक में पैसा लगाऊंगा।
लकी, यार तेरा वो 7 दिन में जवान करने वाला फेस पैक दिखा ना।
क्या बकवास कर रहे हैं? कुछ भी।
क्यों? जब तेरा स्टॉक 2 महीने में पैसा डबल कर सकता है, तो लकी का फेस पैक 7 दिन में जवान नहीं कर सकता? हाँ?
राइट है।
मिस्टर माने बड़े से आने, अब न फंसना किसी बहाने।
Check. This is my temple, this is my mental peace sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without. You better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
Welcome back. The scoreboard reports we have a humdinger amidst us, and I'm not referring to one of them. I'm referring to all of them. Just look at the scorecard. Not much to separate one from the other. Like the city they're representing, packed in close quarters. But anyway, at this point, we have Shantanu who's leading with a score of 15 points. Closely following him is Sai with a score of 10, Anirudh at 5, and also Abhishek, who's also on 5, Madhur still to open his account, and Dinesh with a negative on that last question is on -5. Right, still early days. There's a long way to go in this quiz. Fortune, though, is not a definitive friend, for it can change without warning. So keep looking behind your shoulder. You pack very close to each other, but we will motor along to our next round, Mumbai, with big action in the post-intermission segment, hoping for a climax exceptional. It's time to fuel this mano a mano. It's called Indian Oil Super 8. 8 questions, all of them on the buzzer. Questions will get progressively difficult, and that is something that is reflected on the scores that you can achieve on every answer. 5 points on the first 3, so they'll be easy. 10 on the next 3, they'll be medium difficulty. And finally, 2 difficult ones to end this round with, offering premium points of 15. However, if you give me a wrong answer, there's a -5, right? -5 on either of the 8 questions, and I will allow for 3 different buzzers per question. If you are all set, no direct questions to anyone. You'll have to earn the right, and you have to earn the right quickly to give an answer to each question by pressing the buzzer. We'll start with the first question coming up on your screen now. Going public a couple of months ago, which 14-year-old Pune-based company with about 35 plus companies in its web of subsidiaries includes this chain of preschools? On the buzzer is Madhur.
So this is the company behind Lilliput that went public recently.
I'd like a name. I'm not looking for any of the subsidiaries. I'm looking for the name. No answer, Madhur? Okay.
Can't recall.
I'll have to give a negative for that. That's a -5. Question goes next to Abhishek.
First Cry.
First Cry or Brain Bees. That is correct. This is First Cry. That's well done. Abhishek, that gets you 5 points. And Madhur, unfortunately, that's a -5 for you. Abhishek, are you a parent of a young child? Are you a parent of a young child? You're muted. I don't know if you're saying yes or no.
Yeah, I have a child for sure.
And so which is why perhaps you're aware of this. Okay, great. So well done. Regardless, lived experience for answering
Actually,
questions.
the founder is my alumni, so.
Oh, well, that's another common connect. If you wouldn't have got this answer and your friend would have been watching it, then you would have gotten a conversation. But well done. That's 5 points to you. Abhishek, a -5, unfortunately, to Madhur. We'll move to the next question. Here's question number 2. If Jumbo is one end of the size spectrum, Chotu and Munna are on the other end of the spectrum as variant of what by Indian Oil? On the buzzer is Anirudh.
These are Indian gas cylinders.
That is correct. These are indeed LPG cylinders. Absolutely. Jumbo, which is I think about 450 kilograms. Chotu is 5 kilograms, and even smaller is 2 kilograms for Munna. That's well done. Anirudh, 5 points to you. Next question, the final one for the 5 pointers. Here's question number 3. What product invented by this English manufacturer in the 1860s became so widely used and stepped on that the name became generic just 14 years after its invention, thus becoming the first genericized trademark? What is the world's first genericized trademark? Very simply. It's something that you see in the visual on the left, and I don't have anybody attempting it. Perhaps it's something that you are all, not all, but if maybe one of you or some of you stepping on as we speak. The answer that I was looking for is linoleum, right? So this is linoleum. The person in question is Frederick Walton, who created it, and because of the success of linoleum, he decided that, you know, might as well form a new company with the name. And so he formed a new company at Linoleum, and that was a trademark, but, you know, so well known it is that it's sort of a generic name like Xerox and the others. No answer coming from anyone. We'll move on to, we'll notch the difficulty up a little. We'll move on to 10-pointer questions now. Here's question number 4. 7 cities across the world, from Mumbai to Miami to Melbourne, were assigned a chief X officer by a US-based think tank. They were assigned the city's 3 categories, helping residents to decide whether to stay indoors or cancel outdoor events. What is X that batters humans across the planet in waves? On the buzzer is Shantanu.
The chief temperature officers.
Not chief temperature officers. On the buzzer now is Abhishek.
Building on him, chief heat officer, CHO.
One more time, chief
heat officer.
Heat officer, that is the exact designation. Shantanu got the idea right, but the exact designation is chief heat officer, and which is why I said batters humans across the planet in waves. We've all suffered heat waves this year and, you know, last few years. That is the answer, Abhishek. Well done on chimping on it. So that's 10 points to you. And Shantanu, unfortunately, I'll have to give you a negative. That's a -5. Next question now, number 5, also for 10 points. The bicycle currently residing at a museum in Sweden along Malala's shawl and Kailash Satyarthi's kurta, which both of which you can see here. That bicycle helped whom in carrying out his research? On the buzzer is Shantanu.
Amartya Sen, Professor Amartya Sen.
Is correct. Absolutely. This is indeed Amartya Sen. So as a Nobel laureate, so this is in the Nobel Museum in Sweden. So I think one of the understandings for the Nobel Museum or the Nobel Prize is, you know, when you get a Nobel Prize, apart from, you know, when you get something, whatever amount of money as prize, you are also expected to offer something in return that they can keep in the museum. Amartya Sen offered his bicycle, which he used to conduct his research that helped him get the Nobel Prize. That's well done, Shantanu. Got a negative on the last question. This time you get a +10. So good recovery there. Well done. 10 points to you. We'll now move on to the next question, the last of our 10-pointer questions. Here's question number 6. It is said that aside from bad management and high wages, it was the slow technological adoption, as can be seen in the chart over the years. Instead of being slaughtered by cheap Chinese imports that led to US losing its competitiveness in which industry? So in which industry has US lost its competitiveness to Chinese imports? And this is what the chart, that is what the chart is highlighting. Abhishek, on the buzzer.
Bessemer, I will go with the steel.
Is correct. That's the answer indeed. With Bessemer process, of course, Henry Bessemer, who developed the first process for manufacturing steel inexpensively back in the mid-19th century. And you could see the Bessemer process, etc. And the entire reasons for why US has kind of lost its domination in steel. Currently, globally, in terms of production of steel, we have China, that's number 1, India, that's number 2, and US, that's slipped down to number 3. 10 points there to Abhishek. That's that answer gets you 10 points. Good answer there. We now move on to our 2 15-pointer questions and notching up the difficulty a bit. And that is reflected in the weightage that these questions have. Here's question number 7. They are generally claimed to be soldiers without mentioning any specific role, but it is said the actual roles they depict are those of gamblers and other lowlifes: merchant, money changer, doctor, weaver, clerk, blacksmith, worker, and farmer. They represent the working class of the kingdom. Where are these 8 professionals seen together? On the buzzer is Shantanu.
Chess pawns.
That is correct. The pawns on a chessboard. Absolutely. Those are the professions that are indicated by these pawns on a chessboard. Absolutely. Well done, Shantanu. Gets you a deserving 15-pointer. Well done. Now, for the final one, the last question for this round, here's question number 8. Before the advent of cloud storage, traditionally, film studios stored their work by adhering to the tried and tested rule, tried and true XYZ rule, a strategy involving the maintenance of X copies of original camera footage and audio stored on at least Y different types of media with Z backups kept offsite. Please solve for XYZ and thus give me the XYZ rule. On the buzzer is Dinesh.
So it's the 1, 2, 3 rule. 3 copies of original footage, 2 copies on different media, and 1 offset.
And so the rule is?
3, 2, 1 rule.
I'll give that to you. Originally you said 1, 2, 3, but in your explanation, you got the order correct. So it's 3 copies of the original camera footage, 2 audio stores, and 1 backup kept offside. So it's called the 3, 2, 1 rule. So fine answer, Dinesh, answering after a fair bit of time and answering on a very important occasion for a 15-pointer. Well done. Absolutely. 15 points to you. So that was the end of the penultimate round with one final segment to go. Will the drama in our Desi Tinseltown turn into an action-packed adventure? That and more on the other side of this break. We'll be back shortly.
माने मार्केट बढ़िया चल रहा है नहीं पर शेयर खरीद कर 2 वीक्स हो गया प्राइस नहीं बढ़ रहा है
अरे बढ़ने का छोड़ ये बता कुछ वेट घटा गया
अभी लास्ट वीक तो जिम ज्वाइन किया है रिजल्ट आने में टाइम लगता है
करेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट का भी यही रूल है भाई रिजल्ट आने में टाइम लगता है
करेक्ट है मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने लंबी इन्वेस्टमेंट की ही ठाने धीम तान तन दिन धीम तान तन दिन दे
Welcome back. We are in pressure sector of competition. There's answers flying in with peak traffic intensity that Mumbai is most familiar with. On the scoreboard, brushing the pressure with ease currently are Shantanu with a score of 35 and Abhishek closely following him with a score of 30, exhibiting the epitome of situational quizzing. The cream today has risen to the top before the others. Sai on 10, Anirudh on 10, and also Dinesh on 10 and Madhur, who's on -5. A quick change in lanes might be the strategic move you need in the upcoming round that begs impulse action. Any carelessness and you're asked to sit out, but on the flip side, consistency buys you some bonuses. The final round now comes up, which follows the mantra, if it can be worse, it will be, and if it can be better, it has to be. It is the finish to the tape. It's called Impact Layer. In this round, I'll be asking 4 questions, 4 sets of 3 questions each. It's going to be a long story broken down into 3 layers. There will be 10 seconds of time per question, and 3 different players will be allowed to hit the buzzer and answer. If you give me a right answer, you get 10 points. But if you give me a wrong answer, you will be asked to sit out for the remaining questions in that same set. But I will invite you again to participate in the following sets. If, however, on the flip side, if you give me a right answer, you get 10 points. But if you give me 2 right answers in a set, you get a bonus 5. 3 right answers gets you bonus 10. So 2 right answers takes your score to 25. 3 right answers takes your score to 40. If you are ready, 12 questions coming up, broken down into 4 sets of 3 questions each for 10 points apiece. Here's question number 1 for set number 1. Kilburn and Co. are remembered as an early distributor of what in India, which was demonstrated by P.W. Fleury and Co. in a cotton mill at Calcutta. A few years later, Kilburn renamed itself to the name we know it today, and in the late 1980s, the Goenkas bought it. Anyone trying? On the buzzer is Abhishek. Yes, Abhishek.
Is it CSEC, Calcutta Electricity Distributed?
That is correct. So essentially, Goenkas bought CESC. So the first distribution of electricity in India was in Calcutta by CESC, which eventually became, Kilburn, which eventually became CESC, and then Goenkas bought it a few decades ago. It is indeed electricity. That is the answer. That's well done. Abhishek gets you 10 points on this question. We now continue with the story and move on to our next question that's also going to be for 10 points. But if Abhishek answers, he gets a bonus 5. Here's question number 2. In 1874, Canadians Henry Woodward and Matthew Evans patented a design for X made with carbon rod. Their invention preceded that of Thomas Edison's by several years. The Canadians failed to secure enough investment to cover the high cost of producing it, and so Edison paid $5,000 for their US patent. What am I speaking of? Madhur, on the buzzer. Madhur, I need an answer.
Pass. Sorry, I must do it.
All right. I'm afraid I'll have to give you a negative on that, Madhur, and there's nobody else on the buzzer. The answer that I was looking for, something that Edison is most well known for, but original patents came in from Canadians. He bought their American patent. What would that answer be? Anybody wants to take a shot?
The electric bulb.
The bulb, absolutely. The incandescent light bulb, right? Simple as that. Everybody knew this, but not when there's a negative comes in as a rider. So that's a -5, unfortunately, for Madhur. And Madhur, you'll have to sit out on the next question. I'll welcome you again on second set onwards. So here's question number 3 coming up for this set. A certain European and North American cartel that lasted 14 years till the start of the Second World War and is the subject of this documentary gets its name from an alternative name of which god of light? Gets its name from an alternative name of which god of light? Nobody's trying this. The cartel in question was the Phoebus cartel. Phoebus here means bright, and the god of light, the alternative name of Phoebus, the Greek and Roman god of the sun, medicine, music, poetry, and science, and also light, is Apollo, right? So this is Apollo. Unfortunately, no points to anyone. In that set, we just had Abhishek collecting 10 and Madhur collecting -5. We'll now move on to the second set, and Madhur, you're more than welcome to play again. All right, here's question number 1 of set number 2. Because of the rather inexplicable varying nature of something, was a new international fixed X proposed by this British railway employee in the picture. His idea was to make a X increase to symmetrical 13 instead of asymmetrical 12, which quickly gained popularity among businessmen, especially in transportation and logistics. What idea? International fixed what? On the buzzer is Anirudh.
This is the calendar, 12-month calendar, 13-month calendar. This is basically proposed by somebody in the Kodak. So it's basically the calendar, the 12 months of the calendar, or the 13 months
calendar. That is correct. So this is indeed the international fixed calendar, as Anirudh correctly identified. Changed the months, which are, asymmetrical. Some months are 31, some are 30, some are 29, 28, whatever. So to get rid of that asymmetric nature, he proposed a 13-month calendar with 28 days each. So 13 into 28 is 364, right? So 364 days, and so that those would have been symmetrical, and so the productivity and thus the compensation could have been figured out fairly easily. So that is what he proposed, and Moses Cotsworth is his name, from a certain British railway employee. That's well done to Anirudh. Gets you 10 points on that question. Now we move on to our second question. Moses Cotsworth's biggest proponent was from across the pond when he took his idea to your New York businessman who you see in the visual He campaigned for it in America, and his own eponymous company used it till 1989. Which company am I looking for? On the buzzer is Anirudh.
I think Eastman Kodak. It's basically he took it to
Yes,
Eastman.
Anirudh, let me tell you something. This round is called impact layer, where a story continues from one to the next. On your previous answer, you had already said this, and I categorically, completely ignored it, because you have to keep in mind the only thing that you're supposed to answer is the question in front of you. Please don't say more, because the story will continue. I appreciate the fact that you know everything about it, so that's great. And fortunately for you, it fell right into your lap yet again. But these are two distinct questions. That was a completely different gentleman who proposed it in Britain when he brought the idea to New York. Eastman Kodak took great appreciation for the idea, and he decided to become a vocal proponent of it. And he tried to spread the idea in the US as well. It is indeed Kodak. So Anirudh giving 2 Kodak answers on back-to-back questions. I will give you bonuses here. So that's 10 points for this one, and a bonus 5 as well for the second answer. Now, Anirudh, if you give me the next answer on the next question, thankfully you don't have anything else to say here, so you've stopped. But on the next question, if you hit the buzzer and give me an answer, I won't give you another bonus 10. I will give you a bonus 5. So the overall bonus will remain 10. So we'll move on now to the next question that's going to be on the buzzer, and the story continues. The January 2000 issue of Pensions and Investments magazine named this Congress rep as one of the 10 runners-up for its Men of the Century Award for his role in the creation of something, a section in a tax code that has now snowballed into a $7 trillion of assets. Trillion. What initiative that started because Kodak wanted a little tax haven for its employees getting year-end bonuses? It has expanded to $7 trillion of assets. A section in a tax code. There is nobody trying on the buzzer. The answer that I was looking for, a significant $7 trillion amount, is 401k. Yes, I think answer came in from Shantanu, but that wasn't on the buzzer. So it is indeed 401k, which is, like a retirement plan for a lot of Americans, and which is reflected in the amount of money that is put there by them. So it's $7 trillion of assets approximately. It is 401k, which originally came about because Kodak, with their year-end bonuses, did not want to pay a lot of taxes. So they spoke to this Congress rep, and as a result of which he put in a tax code, which somebody else realized, another tax consultant, Ted Bana, realized that, it's something that others can benefit from as well in their retirement. And so then 401k was opened up for everyone. So that is the answer that I was looking for. Didn't answer it on the buzzer. And that brings us to the end of the second set as well, with 25 points in that set too. Anirudh, we now move on to our third set. Here's set number 3, first question. The X were a group born as a movement in Protestant Christianity who believe there is inner light in everyone and can thus connect to God. X were given the Nobel in 1947 for their pioneering work in the international peace movement. What group is X that we now know for breakfast cereal brand that uses their name? What group we would perhaps know for a breakfast cereal brand that uses their name? Also recipients of Nobel Prizes. There is nobody answering this on the buzzer. Question that I've asked after breakfast time. I thought that perhaps you would have consumed it and would have had an answer from here. The answer is Quaker. So this is Quaker, and a scratch of the head and a facepalm moment for a few perhaps indicates that they knew this answer already. Right. So essentially, the brand Quaker used their name because they were known for their quality of integrity, honesty, and purity. And so that's the name, the legacy that has continued. So we'll move on and we will continue. No points to anyone on that question. Here's question number 2. Known as the Friends Meeting House, this building was established by a certain Quaker businessman named George, in which model village designed for the employees of George's eponymous company is it located? Which village on the buzzer is Madhur?
So the village is Boneville and this is Cadbury.
That is correct. It is indeed Bourneville. That's the model village in question. And that was indeed George Cadbury, whose bust you see in the Friends meeting house. So lovely answer there, Madhur. That gets you 10 points. Very good. We'll now move on to the final question of this set. Another Quaker-founded chocolate company was a Bristol-based company founded over half a century before Cadbury, but merged into it soon after the First World War. It has many firsts to its name, including the first mass-produced chocolate bar and chocolate Easter egg. Which company am I looking for, Madhur?
Okay, I'll take a half chance. This is JS Fry.
You'll take a half chance and you'll say JS Fry. You know, I thought, what was the other half chance for you, Madhur?
No, Fry chocolate bar, so I went with that.
All right. Okay. So there were three big chocolate companies, chocolate manufacturing companies. One, of course, was Cadbury. The other was Roundtree. And the third was Fry. Absolutely. It is Joseph Store's Fry's. So that is correct. That's well done. Half chance working out very well for you, Madhur. That gets you 10 points. And on top of that, gets you a bonus 5. So that's 15 points to you, Madhur, on that question. Very good. We'll now move on to our final set.
Yeah. Can we see the scores, please?
Okay. You want to take a look at the scores? Just give me a moment. I'll request the console to please share with me the scores. We won't see them on screen, but I'll just tell you where we are. So now that we're taking a look at the scores, it would mean that, for anybody for whom it is mathematically impossible to qualify, and qualification is only guaranteed for somebody who happens to win. So if it's impossible for you to win from here on, I will ask you to sit out. But if you don't pay heed to my request, and if you still happen to press the buzzer, I will ignore you, right? So, but just give me a moment and I'll tell you where things stand. We will do this exercise after the next question and the question after that as well. So we're eventually left with players who actually have a mathematical possibility of qualifying. So scores are as follows. We have Sai, who's currently on 10, Anirudh with some answers there. You move up to 35 and you are on 35, Shantanu as well. Then we have Madhur with some answers there. You move closer to 15. Abhishek currently leading with a score of 40. And Dinesh, you are at a score of 10. Okay, so those are the scores, which means everybody is well within qualifying distance. So everybody goes on to play this question. We'll repeat this exercise after the next question, and we'll see if we have to eliminate anybody. Let's move on. Here's set number 4. First question coming up. We'll change the story. In 1947, the World Bank signed its first loan to Credit National of France for $250 million. France was chosen over 2 other applicants, Poland and Chile. Upset with that, Poland withdrew from the bank for 3 decades. Poland alleged they were ignored since they did not participate in the European Recovery Program, better known by what name after this US Secretary of State? On the buzzer is Anirudh.
Marshall Plan.
That is correct. This is George Marshall of the Marshall Plan. That is the answer. That's a fine answer there, Anirudh. That gets you 10 points and takes you to 45, which means it's a body blow for a couple of our participants. That Sai and Dinesh, both of you on 10 points apiece. The max that you can score here is 25, which will still get you to 35, which will still not be enough for you to overtake Anirudh. So I'll have to ask both Sai and Dinesh. You do not get the privilege to answer first on the buzzer. You are more than welcome to hit the buzzer, but I will wait for 10 seconds to lapse. If anybody else is on the buzzer, I'll prioritize them over the both of you, Sai and Dinesh. But if there's nobody else on the buzzer, then Sai and Dinesh, you're more than welcome to answer. All right. But if somebody else is on the buzzer, they are manually allowed to jump the queue ahead of you. All right. So we'll move on to the next. And actually, that is also something for Madhur as well, because Madhur, you are some distance away. You are 30 points behind. So max you can get to is 40, which will not be enough to overtake Anirudh. So for all three of you, Sai, Dinesh, and Madhur, if there's somebody else who comes in before you, then I will let them answer. But if not, then if the three of you are on the buzzer, then I'll let you answer. All right. So here's my question. The second question coming up for all of you on the buzzer. Receiving the first loan of $34 million from the World Bank for rehabilitating its railway, which country has been their biggest debtor since 1970? And as per latest data, the country owes the World Bank about $38 billion. Which country is the biggest debtor of World Bank since 1970? Currently, they owe World Bank about $38 billion. There is nobody on the buzzer, and you will all regret missing this, because the right answer for this question is India.
Oh.
That's the answer that I was looking for. This is India, which happens to be the world's biggest debtor for more than 5 decades now. Immediately after independence, we took the first loan from the World Bank for rehabilitating our railway after the British left. And since then, the debt has piled up. But of course, a lot of the debt is, interest as well. And India happens to keep serving the interest and perhaps a little more. And earlier it was some 39-40, it had ballooned to $39-40 billion. Then we paid a little, now it's to $38 billion. And it continues. All right, so that's no points to anyone, which means that Anirudh, you're on 45, Shantanu on 35, Abhishek on 40. All of you well within a right to win this contest, or at least tie with Anirudh. But Sai, Madhur, and Dinesh, for all three of you, I will, the pattern for you remains. If you hit the buzzer, but if there's somebody else on the buzzer, I will prioritize them over you, but you're more than welcome to hit the buzzer and perhaps have a shot at it if nobody else wants to. All right, final question for the Mumbai regional final coming up on your screen now. The other Bretton Woods twin is IMF. Which country has had a troubled relationship with IMF, but is the biggest debtor of IMF at $43 billion? Soon after they appointed a new libertarian president late last year, IMF approved a new $4 billion loan. So the loan just continues to pile up. On the buzzer is Shantanu.
I'll guess Pakistan.
You'll guess Pakistan. I'm afraid, Shantanu, that is incorrect. So that's a -5. Question goes to, there is Dinesh, but I'll have to ask Dinesh to wait because I'll take it to Abhishek first.
Is it France?
It's not France either. So that's a -5 to Abhishek, which means, Dinesh, you now have an opportunity to collect 10.
Yeah, so my guess is Sri Lanka.
Not Sri Lanka either. So that's a -5, Shantanu, -5, Abhishek, and a -5, Dinesh. A president appointed late last year. Does anybody want to take a guess? Anirudh, since you've benefited out of this melee, do you have a guess? No? Nobody has a guess.
I have no idea.
Mauritius?
Not Mauritius, but
Maldives, I think.
Not Maldives. But the president in question is the libertarian president appointed late last year in December, Javier Milei. The answer is Argentina. This is Argentina, who's the biggest debtor of IMF and India.
I was just guessing between Mexico was one of the cases, but Mexico just had a president, so that wouldn't.
Yeah, so Milei, the libertarian clue, was there for that reason to eliminate any of the doubts. So that is what I was looking for. Argentina as the answer to the final question. 3 negatives, Shantanu, Abhishek, and Dinesh, bring an end, ladies and gentlemen, to what has been a closely contested competition. That is the end of today's play, but also for all of Cerebration 2024's virtual journey. Like the last round, each of the regional rounds unveiled a layer that we were so delighted to witness. For now, the terminus seeks its station master. They're on the other side of this break. Stay tuned.
In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. With sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets. Apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policy maker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature, Portfolio, provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds, and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
ऐ भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जय हो विजय हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
JK Tyre, देश का टायर। Check. This is my temple, this is my mental be sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without, you better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
Castle's a bitter pill to swallow.
Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
सच्ची इतनी इन्वेस्टमेंट पे इतना प्रॉफिट? मैं अभी पैसे ट्रांसफर करती हूँ। सीट बेल्ट लगा लो मिस्टर माने, सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
और डॉली जी, तेरी सेफ्टी उसका क्या?
मतलब मैंने तो सीट बेल्ट पहनी हुई है।
रोड पे नहीं मैडम, इन्वेस्टमेंट में सेफ्टी
है। इन्वेस्टमेंट में कैसी सेफ्टी? वो तो बढ़ना ही है।
पक्का? स्कीम जेन्युइन है या नहीं? अगर पैसा डूबा तो किसके पास जाओगी?
You are right, मिस्टर माने। इन्वेस्टमेंट करते समय सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
करेक्ट।
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने, सेफ इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की ही ठाने। धीम तान तन दिन, धीम तान तन दिन दिन।
Welcome back. We witnessed peak Mumbai moment amidst the mayhem, amidst the crowd, the deserving has shown through. Our 6th regional winner, elevating his game to what the moment desired with calmness, composure, and calculated guesses. Little bit of a lucky end for him and a grin year to year to go with it. He is Anirudh Datta from TCS with 45 points. Congratulations. He's made himself take the shortest journey amongst all the regional winners to the final of Cerebration. Stood tall like a fortress, stubbornly impenetrable, supremely impressive, and seemingly invulnerable. Congratulations to our Mumbai winner, Anirudh Datta. To the other finalists, towards the end, when it mattered the most, struggled to show their sparkle. Unfortunately, your journey for 2024 ends now, but fortunately, your journey for 2025 begins. For it is in the learnings of the defeat is a win half achieved. I look forward to you coming back then better armed with preparation. And now, cherishing, of course, both the viewers checking in on the live stream and the charitable kindness of our partners, presenting partner, JK Tyre, is powered by Indian Oil. It's brought to you in association with BSc and university partner, Amity University, Mumbai. From the team at the Hindu BusinessLine Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024, it's a wrap of deep gratitude for our partners, of wide admiration for our viewers, and immense appreciation for our participants. And so we step out from your screens and step on to the stage of the big final. The biggest stage of Cerebration 2024 will now be decked up to welcome our regional champions at the landmark location of the BSc in Mumbai on the 20th of October. It's goodbye for now.
In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. With sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar, that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets, apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT, and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policy maker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature, Portfolio, provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds, and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से, आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से, गुजरात से, कर्नाटक से, राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो। जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जय हो विजय हो। जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
JK Tyre, देश का टायर। Check. This is my temple, this is my mental be sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without. You better hear me. Can't do without. I can't.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
Capsules a bitter pill to swallow.
Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
सच्ची इतनी इन्वेस्टमेंट पे इतना प्रॉफिट? मैं अभी पैसे ट्रांसफर करती हूँ। सीट बेल्ट लगा लो मिस्टर माने, सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
और डॉली जी तेरी सेफ्टी उसका क्या
मतलब? मैंने तो सीट बेल्ट पहनी हुई है।
रोड पे नहीं मैडम, इन्वेस्टमेंट में सेफ्टी
है। इन्वेस्टमेंट में कैसी सेफ्टी? वो तो बढ़ना ही है।
पक्का स्कीम जेन्युइन है या नहीं? अगर पैसा डूबा तो किसके पास जाओगी?
यू आर राइट मिस्टर माने, इन्वेस्टमेंट करते समय सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
करेक्ट। हैंडब्रेक।
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने, सेफ इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की ही ठाने। धीम तान तन दिन, धीम तान तन दिन दिन।